The 1964 film Zulu is a masterpiece of cinema, introducing the world to Michael Caine and immortalizing the desperate defense of a tiny mission station. But how much of what we see on screen actually happened on 22nd January 1879? Today, we're looking at the Battle of Rorke's Drift and separating Hollywood legend from historical reality. To understand Rorke's Drift, we have to look at what happened just hours earlier. The British Centre Column, led by Lord Chelmsford, had invaded Zulu land. In a shocking turn of events, a massive Zulu force wiped out a British camp at Isandlwana, killing over 1,300 soldiers. While the main Zulu army celebrated, several regiments led by Prince Dabulamanzi Kamapande, who hadn't seen action at Isandlwana, decided to cross the Buffalo River into the British colony of Natal. Their target, the supply depot and hospital at Rorke's Drift. At the station, Lieutenants John Chard and Gonville Bromhead commanded a small force of approximately 139 to 150 men. Facing them were roughly 4,500 Zulu warriors. Knowing they couldn't retreat, the British used mealie bags and biscuit boxes to build a defensive perimeter. The attack began at 4:20 p.m. The fighting was brutal and close quarters, especially at the hospital, which was eventually set on fire. After a night of continuous assaults, the Zulus finally withdrew around 4 a.m. when they spotted Lord Chelmsford's relief column approaching. The defense was a British victory, resulting in 11 Victoria Crosses, the most ever awarded for a single action. Now, let's talk about the film. One of the biggest myths Zulu created was that the 24th Regiment of Foot was predominantly Welsh. While they were based in Brecon, Wales, they were actually the 2nd Warwickshire Regiment at the time. Of the defenders, only 32 were Welsh, while 49 were English. And that iconic singing contest where the British sing Men of Harlech. In reality, that song didn't become the regimental song until later. At the time of the battle, they marched to the Warwickshire Lad. And no, there was no singing battle in the middle of the carnage. The film also took massive liberties with the people involved. Private Henry Hook is portrayed as a drunken, insubordinate, barrack room lawyer. The real Hook was a teetotaler and a model soldier whose family was famously offended by the movie. Color Sergeant Frank Bourne is shown as a middle-aged veteran, but in 1879 he was only 24 years old, the youngest color sergeant in the Army, and was nicknamed the Kid. Then there's the Reverend Otto Witt. The film depicts him as a drunken pacifist who is locked away before fleeing with his daughter. Historically, Witt was a teetotaler who had cooperated with the British and left the station before the battle to protect his wife and children who were 30 kilometers away. Finally, the climax. In the movie, the Zulus sing a final salute to the British before peacefully leaving. It's a moving piece of cinema, but it never happened. The Zulus withdrew because they saw Chelmsford's column and knew they couldn't fight a fresh force while exhausted and out of ammunition. Zulu remains a brilliant dramatization that captures the spirit of the bravery shown that night, even if the details are more Hollywood than history. Thanks for watching.